featuring all Singapore-style street scenes. An outdoor pop-up space is now open in Shanghai's downtown Huangpu district, run by the Singapore Tourism Board. It's not just showcasing the country's skyline with well-known scenic spots such as Garden Spider Bay, but also some of the hidden destinations. It's all to lure more Chinese travelers to Singapore.
My company will conduct a trip to Singapore. It's convenient after the visa-free policy. I can now visit Singapore whenever I want, during weekends or short vacations. During this spring festival, some of my relatives went to Singapore. They said there were many visitors.
I will travel to Singapore in March for the first time. I'm planning for a 4 to 5 day trip to visit some classic scenic spots and also have a city walk in between niche streets.
Last December, China and Singapore announced a 30-day mutual visa exemption agreement. Data from Trip.com shows 10 minutes after the announcement, the number of Singapore-related searches increased by more than 30% from the previous year. Orders made by Chinese visitors to Singapore surged more than 14 times year-on-year for this Spring Festival.
China is an important visitor source market for Singapore. China has quickly re-established itself, its pre-COVID status as a top tourism receipts contributing market in the first 9 months of 2023. We expect this will pick up in terms of the travel demand with visa-free travel. The increase in inquiries have also been reflected by our travel trade based on anecdotal comments. Some of them are experiencing a 30% to a 50% increase in inquiries since the visa-free announcement was made.
Last November, the Singapore Tourism Board started its first tourism campaign since the pandemic targeting Chinese visitors. And now, with the new visa-free policy, it's rerunning the campaign in China and working with companies serving the tourism industry to make it all more convenient for Chinese travelers.
One example is our collaboration with Singapore Airlines, Scoot Airlines, and many other airlines we work with to promote and motivate Chinese travelers to rediscover Singapore with the visa-free travel now. The other way is to make our travel to Singapore seamless, and we work very closely and collaborated with payment gateways and banks. Examples would be WeChat Pay, UnionPay International, as well as Alipay to encourage spending, one-for-one deals, and more enticing F&B offerings as well as retail offerings to Chinese stakeholders, Chinese consumers.
Data from the Immigration Inspection Station shows, in the first 3 days since the visa-free announcement, there were more than 10,000 people from 2 countries arriving or departing through the Shanghai Pudong International Airport. That accounted for 90% of the total number of travelers between the 2 countries.